Hi friends! So we have a very exciting video today. It's a home project video. Like, I've been loving the DIYs and I think y'all have been loving them too. So perfect match. All right, so let's get to it. So I had this area in my bedroom. Basically, my bedroom is very long and thin. So I've had this extra space and I haven't really known like what to do with it. So I had the idea of building some built-in shelves to go around this area. Here's the little mock-up I made in my 3D tool that I use. So today we're gonna build it. Let's go. So I happen to already have this 2x4, so I decided to just install it. And really all I had to do was use my stud finder to find the studs in the wall. And then I used these GRK fasteners, I highly recommend them, to screw through the 2x4 into the stud. And it is super sturdy. Okay, y'all. So my mom always said she thought that I would end up being a school teacher, which I am not, but I do like teaching and I think this is my way of doing it. So I was always so confused by what the heck a stud is. But really, what a stud is literally a 2x4 inch piece of wood. Now, a 2x4 does not actually measure 2 inches by 4 inches. It measures 1.5 inches by about 3.5 inches. And studs in the wall are typically turned sideways. So really, for each stud, all you have is about 1.5 inches to drill into. And here's a depiction of that. So that's what you're looking for in the wall. So next, it was time to go to Home Depot to get the remaining wood that we need. We're going to need another 2x4, and then we're going to need two 2x8s. The 2x8s will be the top shelf. And here's me just jamming out on my way to Home Depot. Y'all, this was my first time doing curbside pickup. Highly recommend. It was so nice not having to go into Home Depot and sift through the wood myself. And they picked good pieces of wood. We are back home now, and it was time to remove that small shelf that I previously had on the wall. So we removed that, and then I had to put in some spackle, and then once that dried, sand the spackle, and then paint it. All right, y'all, we are making progress, but there's more to be done. So next up, this is what probably my least favorite part. It's the sanding and the staining of the wood. Okay, so here is a tip. If you do not want to invest in like a full-on sander tool, what you can do is just get a sander disc. So this is at Home Depot for like $10.47. It comes with 5 different sander bits to attach to it. And yeah, low-cost option. It works great for me. It's all I've been using to sand. So let's get to it. Here's a video that I recorded while I was in the process of making these shelves. The workshop. So I started staining so that tomorrow I can wake up and get to installing. So we have this long 2x4. Yep. Then we have the long shelf. I do have one more shelf in here that I need to stain, and then I'll need to cut it. And then I might just stain that so that I have it stained for whenever I need to use it. I just got some extra wood for fun. So that's what we're doing. I can't wait to see what this looks like. Okay, so we are out here problem solving since I don't have an assistant at the moment, but I think we got it. So I clamped over there and I have this holding this part up. Yep. Fake it till you make it, y'all. But I'll drill in the screws and we should be good. I'm a little hesitant about I'm just nervous it's not going to be the perfect height, but it was showing level, so sometimes I over worry. It looked good. Yeah, worst case, I'll just have to rescrew. It is possible to do things alone, but it would be a lot easier with help. That's for sure. Okay, I'm happy to report that the boards are very sturdy up here. It wasn't the easiest project I've ever done, but we did it. I'm going to beautify, so I'm going to put wood putty over the screws and then I'll stain them. I'll stain the putty on here. I may fill this in, but I'm thinking that once I have the longboards on top, that really won't be noticeable. And then over here, what I did is I could not find any studs along here. So instead I put these jig holes and then I drilled through the jigs, through this wood, into this wood, and then into the stud on that corner. And then I put this little like piece of wood in there to plug it up. But yeah, I'll cover this up and then sand and stain. But now I'm gonna go cut the longboard to put on top of here. Stay tuned. Retainer out. This is what I look like when I'm editing. Okay, so I did not get footage of me like cutting the 2x8, but you can imagine I just took a handsaw, like an electric one, and cut it to the right size. And so here's what we have so far. So at this point, it was still like an obvious work in progress. I still had to install the other 2x8, but I thought it was looking great. I was feeling like just excited and proud of myself that I had made it this far, and I knew I would make it to the end. I knew I would finish it. So yeah, as you can see here, I did still need to also clean up the walls as well as fill in this crack. I decided I have to put something in there. I ended up putting a piece of cardboard in there, but the plants were loving it. My paintings are excited to go up there. Here are some paintings that I have like laying around ready for a new spot in the home. And I have all these frames, which I also need to make paintings for. So yeah, this will motivate me to make more paintings so I can display them and see them while I'm laying in bed. And we got the 2x8 installed. Yay! I did this at like 4 in the morning. But so I puttied all the cracks. We got everything puttied up. Next, I just had to wait for the putty to dry and then go in and sand and stain. That's the wood putty I use, which I highly recommend. It is so much better than the other putties I've tried. Hi, beautiful little plant. I love my plants, y'all. The crack, which I told you I filled in with cardboard. There she is. If you try this, please let me know. Okay, we are on the home stretch of this project. Thank you for sticking with me through it. So here what we have is I filled in all of the cracks. I covered up all of the screws so we can't see them anymore with my high quality putty. So after this, we'll just need to sand all that putty down, stain, and we're gonna be left with this. We did it! The shelf is done. Now I just need to wait. Probably tomorrow I'll end up putting the items on, and I need to figure out like how I want to style it. The only little thing that I kind of do still need to do is re-putty those because I used my cheaper putty on those. I don't know why, but clearly that putty does not work as well as the higher quality putty. So yeah, I have like most of the things that were up there over here, and it's sheet washing day, so do not forget to wash your dirty sheets. Woof, holy cow, y'all. So that is it for this video. I really, really hope that y'all enjoyed. If you did, I would super appreciate it if you leave any comment you want, and if you really love it, subscribe. I'm trying to put more and more effort into these, and of course, like getting some feedback or like a positive response helps with that, but I also just enjoy it and I love doing these home projects, and hopefully you're learning. And yeah, if you have any friends that you know want to get into DIY projects, you could share this with them. But let me know if you have any video ideas for me. And it's been great seeing your comments. Like I had a comment come in from a guy who recently bought a 7-bedroom place that he's remodeling, which is so fun to hear. And yeah, if you have any cool projects you're working on, drop it below and let me know what they are. We can inspire each other. All right, y'all, so that's it for this video. I'll be back with another video where I show you how I styled it. XOXO, love to you all. Bye.